You know, Father's Day gets marketed a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's neckties and coffee mugs. Sometimes it's bad golf swings, burnt hot dogs, and dad jokes that should have stayed in the 1980s. But if you've been around long enough, you realize Father's Day is really about something else. It's about looking around and seeing the people who carry pieces of you with them every single day. The lessons you've passed down, the habits they've picked up, the stories that still get told around campfires, and the values that somehow survived yet another generation. Today, we're talking with 4 bulk transit drivers who have raised children, spoiled grandchildren, served their country, lost loved ones, watched kids move away, and experienced all the highs and lows that come with building a family. And while this conversation starts with Father's Day, it quickly becomes something bigger than that. Today's conversation ended up being a conversation about legacy. This is Always Pneumatic, Never Static.
You're listening to Always Pneumatic, Never Static, the totally pressurized podcast brought to you by Bulk Transit, where we keep the lines clear, the tanks empty, and the conversation anything but dry. Whether you're running powder, pellets, or anything in between, pull up a seat, crack the windows, and let's hit it.
How's it going out there, Bulk and Spur? Welcome into our Father's Day special here on Always Pneumatic, Never Static. This is always a fun episode for me and an important episode for me, as I have a fantastic relationship with both of my parents, and definitely my dad. He's one of my best friends. He's my golfing buddy. He's my hunting buddy, and he's my absolute rock when I need some really good advice or I need to be told exactly how things are without any sugarcoating or without taking into consideration how it might make me feel. That's what you really need in a dad. You need somebody who is the pick you up and dust you off type, but also the type that can look at you in the right situation and say, I can't pick you up this time. You got to pick yourself up this time. And today's episode, wow, you're going to see. But first, let me get to the homework because there's a very important part of today's episode that involves our homework. Now, when I talk about homework on this show, the only homework you guys ever get from me is to head on over to the website, podcast.bulktransit.com, and check out all the episodes there, all the information about the episodes, take the quizzes, find out who it is that we're interviewing that day, and find out maybe a little bit about what they've got going on. But for today's episode, it is going to be paired with a fantastic photo gallery that 5 drivers actually contributed to. And I will say this, I'll keep this photo gallery open for a month or 2 months, however many months it takes, because there's a lot of drivers that are just hearing this now, right before Father's Day, and they didn't get a chance to send me a bunch of pictures like the guys that joined me on the show today. I've got a photo gallery up on the website. If you're hearing this, it's live right now. Podcast.bulktransit.com. All 4 of the drivers that joined me on the show, and one that was going to join me that had to back out last minute because he had some things he had to take care of, they sent me an absolute monsoon of pictures. And at one point in time, one of the drivers even apologized. He said, I don't know which ones to send you, so I just sent them all. I'm sorry for photobombing you. No. This is great. I want all the pictures, and that's what we got. There are at least, I would say, no less than 40 to 50 pictures up there right now, contributed by 5 drivers. And we can exceed that for sure, because I know there's other proud dads out there driving for Bulk and Spur. I know that there's other proud granddads out there driving for Bulk and Spur. And this episode is all about that. It's all about the dads. It's about the pride. It's about the love. It's about the lessons and the legacies. And as you flip through those pictures, you will see dads become granddads. You will see dads become dads. You will see regular, ordinary sons become dads in some of those pictures. You will see the joy on the faces of entire families during gatherings and spending time together. And trust me, take 5 or 10 minutes next time you're at the website, scroll through, and just think about your dad. Think about his dad. Think about any of the father figures in your life. When I say your dad, I don't necessarily always mean your biological father, okay? If that is how it shook out for you, that's fantastic, and I'm so happy for you. But what you're going to hear from some of these guys is that the father figures in their lives were not their biological fathers, and everything turned out great. They learned lessons, they grew, they were shaped and molded by the father figures in their lives. And that's what they came on to share with us today, and also to share about the pride that they take in being a dad and talk about their kids and where their kids are in life. It's not a lot of rah-rah Father's Day, I'll be honest with you. This episode really did take a bit of, I don't want to say an emotional turn, but it's a deeper turn. It gets beyond the ties and the coffee mugs that I mentioned in the cold open, and it really gets down to the raw emotion of fatherhood and growing up and seeing your kids grow up and becoming a grandfather and filling that house with all the joy that you can. When I planned the episode, I thought we'd spend a lot of time laughing about diaper disasters, embarrassing dad stories, maybe tell some dad jokes, and all of the usual stuff that I will typically frame a Father's Day episode with. And we did get to some of that. I don't want to take anything away here. We get to some of it, and you'll see in just a few minutes when we play the interview. But what surprised me was how often this conversation came back to gratitude. Gratitude for time, gratitude for family, gratitude for all the people who shaped us. So if you're out there listening on the road today and you got some windshield time, maybe give dad a call. If you're fortunate enough that your dad's still around, give that guy a call. Maybe give the kids a call or the grandkids a call. Because I think after you listen to this episode, that's really what you're going to want to do. This is one of those episodes, we all have those moments in life. Something happens, you see something on TV, maybe it's just a commercial, all right? It's happened to me before when I see an ad, and I go, I got to call my dad. I got to call my mom. I got to call my sister. I got to call aunts and uncles. It just happens sometimes. And this episode's going to do that to you. Because if there's one thing that these drivers reminded me of, it's that none of us ever regret spending more time with family, getting more time to talk to our family, an extra phone call here and there. It's never something that we regret. It's always something that fills us up, okay? And that's what today's episode is going to do. It's going to fill you up. I promise you that. Happy Father's Day right off the bat here to all of our fathers out there listening, grandfathers. If you're a father figure in someone's life and you don't have any kids of your own, this is for you too, because you'll hear some stories today about how father figures, not biological fathers, shaped these drivers. And I just want to take the time out to say, if you're a father figure in someone's life for somebody that is not your child, you deserve a lot of praise, because it takes a lot to step into that role and know that you probably are going to face a little bit of pushback because you're not my real dad. We've all seen it in the movies. We've all seen it in the TV shows. I don't think it happens quite as dramatically as what we normally see in our media each day, but the point still remains. That's a very tough thing to do, and if you're out there doing it, you deserve all the praise that the dads get on Father's Day. And without further ado, I want to get to this episode, or get to this interview segment, because it's pretty long. 4 drivers joined us today, and I do want to give a special shout out to Mark Burleson, who had, listen, the storms are coming in and his chicken coop was down and he had to fix that thing. So he politely bowed out of the episode today, but he sent us a ton of pictures of his family. And you can see all those pictures once again up on the website in the gallery, podcast.bulktransit.com. We also got pictures from Mike Upchurch, Jeff Linne, Alex Smith, and Paul Francis. Every driver sent us stuff that was going to join us today, and I got 4 of those guys on the line. So let's play that interview right now. All right, welcome back in here to Always Pneumatic, Never Static. Now, you heard me say it in the open. I am pumped for this episode, and especially for this segment. Bulk and Spur drivers are a special group, all right? I had an emphatic yes from all 5 drivers that I asked to come on this podcast today. Unfortunately, one of them did have to bow out. Now, he's got a good reason for it. That is Mark Burleson. He is trying to rebuild his chicken coop before the thunderstorms come, and I understand it. Now, I don't have chickens myself, but battening down the hatches before the thunderstorm rolls in is always a good idea. So you can still check out all the awesome pictures that Mark and the rest of these drivers sent us online at the website podcast.bulktransit.com. Definitely go and look at the pictures. They are so cool. I've never received so many pictures from drivers when I've asked for them to send in pictures for anything. So what that tells me is I am joined by 4 very proud fathers right now on Always Pneumatic, Never Static. Let's get them in here. Joining us first, we got Mike Upchurch back here on the show. Mike, thanks for being here again, man. We really appreciate the time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for inviting me back.
Of course, and I will wish you a happy Father's Day as well.
I appreciate that. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now, we're going to do a roll call here coming up in a minute where I'm going to go through the entire roster with you guys. You can tell me your kids' names, ages, brag about them a little bit. But let's welcome in the other drivers first so we know who's here. Joining us second today, we got Jeff Linne on the line. Jeff, welcome back, man. Glad to have you.
Thanks for inviting me again. I appreciate it. I enjoyed the last time, and I look forward to this time, man. Happy Father's Day to you all.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to you too, man. And now, listen, you guys, I'll take Happy Father's Day, but I got to be full disclosure here. I've just got 2 corgis. There's no human children running around my house.
You're still a father, so.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do. Jeff, thank you for being here today. Next up, joining us, we got Paul Francis back on the show. Paul, appreciate the time, my friend. Happy Father's Day to you.
Well, thank you, and same to you. Come on anytime you need me.
I love it, man. I love that attitude, and I'll be calling you. You know that. I'll beat up your phone when I got somebody that's willing to come on for anything. Just warms my heart, man. Just warms my heart.
I talk on the phone all day, so it's nothing different.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, we kind of built this podcast around that fact, knowing that there's a lot of you drivers that are on the phone with each other all day. Makes sense to just hop on with me and let me chin wag for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Paul, we greatly appreciate it. Next up, we got a driver making his first appearance on the show, and we are super happy to have him. His name is Alex Smith. Alex, thank you so much for being here today, my friend. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Happy Father's Day, drivers.
Thank you, sir.
You.
Now,
I got you.
I will tell you right now to pay some special attention to Alex's pictures on the website. Because he's got some great ones. That one where you guys are all laying around in the snow with the newborn in the middle, that's a picture for the album, Alex. That was awesome. Thank you so much for sending those.
Hey, you're welcome.
So that's our list today. We got Mike, Jeff, Alex, and Paul in here, and let's just start this. I want kind of a scouting report from you guys. Mike, I'll start with you. How many kids do you have? How old are they?
2, and I believe 33 and 39.
So they're out of the house now, and
Two boys.
2 boys. They're out of the house now. They're not bugging you anymore.
No, man, happily married and got 2 grandkids, or 4 grandkids total, two each, a boy and a girl. My oldest one's a girl and a boy, and my youngest one, they're a boy and a girl.
Wow.
All within a year apart. So, I mean, as far as the older and younger, a year apart. So we went from 0 to 4 real quick, about 2 years.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man. How's life as a grandpa? Do you like filling that role now?
Absolutely. I love every minute of it.
All the good and none of the bad, right? You don't have to do any punishing. You just get to spoil them.
No, absolutely. To spoil them, and they keep us going. Absolutely.
That's awesome, Mike. Well,
yes, sir.
I love to hear it. We're wishing happy Father's Day, happy Grandfather's Day as well today. Jeff, let's get to you, man. Roll call. How many kids? Ages?
I got 4, all grown, 9 grandchildren. They range. See, the oldest is 33. He'll be 34 in July. My daughter just back in February turned 31, and my number 3 turned 28 in February, and my baby boy is 25. He'll be 26 in September, My oldest has 3 children. My daughter has 2. My number 3 child just had his firstborn about 7 weeks ago. It'll be 8 weeks by the time this airs. And then my baby boy has 3 daughters.
Wow. That is that's a bit overwhelming. 9 grandkids. That's a full Suburban plus a trailer. Or how do you,
And I'll say this, most of it is estrogen. We just did get a baby boy. The baby that was my little grandson. So we got, out of the 9, we've only got 3 boys, and the rest of them are beautiful little girls.
you're outnumbered, man. You're outnumbered.
Yeah. I love them though, man. All of them call me Pat. I love every one of them. I wouldn't change nothing whatsoever.
That's awesome, man. Well, a bunch of good pictures coming from all these drivers, so definitely go check out the pictures that Jeff sent us. Once again on the website, podcast.bulktransit.com. Let's go to you next, Paul. Roll call. How many kids? How many grandkids?
6 kids, 8 grandkids.
And are you outnumbered too, or you got an even spread of girls and boys out there?
Our kids, 3's my wife's, 3's mine, so I got 3 stepkids. But I got total. She has 2 boys and a girl. I have 2 girls and a boy. So
balance it out.
We got the Brady bunch.
Yeah, for sure. And
then
sorry, go ahead.
We're outnumbered on granddaughters for grandkids.
And what's the spread there of the 8?
My kids, Brett, which is my oldest stepdaughter's 37. My daughter just turned 37. Then my middle grandson or stepson is 34. Then my middle daughter's 27. Youngest stepson's 32, and my son's 23.
Wow. And how about the grandkids? What's the spread on that one?
Oldest just turned 18. That was on my wife's side, so they started young. Then we got 18, I think 13, 8, 6, 1. I know I'm forgetting. Then 13 again and 5.
Wow.
Then 2 are deceased. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Hear that.
Yeah, very sorry to hear that. But you've been in this grandpa game for a while now. You must be pretty good at it, Paul.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love kids. It don't matter if they're mine, somebody else's. They bring out the kid in you.
Yes, they do. Absolutely. I got to spend some time with my nephews this weekend, and man, they made me feel young again.
You can act like a fool and don't have to be embarrassed about it.
There you go.
They're fun.
Yes, they are, man. And especially having such an age spread, because you can, you can go out and have some adult fun with the older ones, take them to a ball game or something like that. And the little ones, you find yourself on the floor playing with Hot Wheels, right?
Yeah, fishing or golfing with the older ones.
Oh, perfect. Right up my alley, man. Right up my alley. Yeah. I love it. Let's go to Alex now. Alex, I'm thinking based on the pictures I saw that you are not a grandfather yet, but I could be mistaken. What's the roll call over at your place?
Well, you are mistaken. I do have a granddaughter.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations, man. I didn't pick up on it in the pictures, but that's awesome.
I have 5 sons and 3 stepsons.
Wow, so 8 boys. So how's the lady in the house feel about all this testosterone?
Nah, she's a trooper. She's a tough one.
Now, I got to ask you this: with that many boys running around, do things get broken a lot? I mean, just find random things that got broken that maybe were repurposed for playtime or anything like that.
Everything gets broken.
Kind of figured, man. I kind of figured. What's the age of your kids?
The oldest one is 22. The next one is 19, about to be 20. and my stepson's 16. The twins are 12. We have 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Wow. You even got a set of twins in there, man. How do you keep it all straight?
My wife.
There you go.
She does all the heavy lifting there.
I get you. I get you. That's awesome. Well, full house is full hearts, right, Alex?
Absolutely.
I can tell from all the pictures that you guys sent in that you're all very proud dads and granddads, and I think that's really cool, man. Not having kids myself, it's hard to relate to exactly the feeling that you get when you see and when you look into the eyes of your kids and your grandkids. And I wonder, fellas, my very first question for all of you, and we'll kind of go through it one at a time here. But what's your favorite age? I mean, you guys have seen it all. You've got grandkids. Your kids, some of them are grown. Some of them are still in the house. Some of them are still young. Which age is it? Mike, I'll start with you. What age did you like the best?
Man, it's hard to choose. Like a lot of them when they were young, but man, what they've accomplished as they grow old and got families of their own is makes me really proud.
I'm sure it does, man. I'm sure it does. Do you miss having little ones around the house every now and then, or do you kind of get that from seeing the grandkids from time to time?
The weekends, 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 and if they stay down, come and visit, see them there also. But yeah, see them time to time. But yeah, I love when we do see them.
Absolutely. Jeff, how about for you? Do you have a favorite age? And I should go ahead and qualify this. I'm not asking you to pick a favorite kid here at all, just because they might be that age. But I'm talking about more just the experience and the kind of they all kind of go through similar things when they're at similar ages. So, Jeff, do you have a favorite age or age range of your kids?
Yeah, I would say probably from about 5 to about 13 years old, because there was for me, I was involved in a lot of what they did athletic wise, or any of their extracurricular activities. It got me involved as well. And not only that, I think it was somebody said something about it. You could act a fool and not really. Yeah. Man, listen, when I got my grandbabies around, or when my kids were young, that was me. I was acting a fool, being goofy, dancing around, singing. I mean, now. Yeah, I still do. When I got my grandbabies around, I just act goofy, and just honestly, they bring the kid out in me, like it was mentioned earlier. I can just give you one little tiny story real quick. When I grew up, we played this game called Kick the Can. Well, as years went by and I started having my kids, and then they had their friends and so forth, we implemented that game. And I was out there playing around, crawling around army style and all this kind of stuff, hiding. And so I would say in that age range, I mean, I love my kids. I'm proud of them, what they've done as adults. But as far as they got their life and they're living their lives. And so it's really do a lot like it used to be. We used to do with my kids that are living in South Carolina, and I got the one that just had the newborn. He's staying with me, but we all have our careers and things, so it's kind of hard to get together. And that's one thing I am proud of, is that my kids, they grew up to love one another as well. So a lot of times it's group activities. It's very seldom that we do individuals. So we like to do things together.
Yeah, I could tell that from the pictures. Big Ohio State fan family.
I told you when I talked to you before that we were Buckeye fans, right?
Yep.
And and that I know I sent a video, and I know you said it probably couldn't be posted, but that video was every child and every grandchild at that point in time. That was my 55th birthday.
Wow.
They threw a party at my house for me. It was a surprise thing. And we're all about getting around the bonfire and that kind of stuff, and cooking out and doing all those kind of things. and that represented that whole thing. And I wish it could be posted, but that's what that whole thing represented. It was me, my children, and my grandchildren. All of them. That was, like I said, I've had actually the last three. I got a year-old, 2-year-olds, and one that's 6, 7 weeks, whatever. So there was lots happened in the last year and a half. I had to dig, and it's hard to find just me and my daughter by myself. That happened to be the day that she got married. The picture I sent.
Yep. Yep. She's in a beautiful wedding dress, man, and you look as happy as a pig in slop. I'll tell you what, man. You look so happy in that picture.
I'm pretty proud of I'm pretty proud of my kiddos. They I can't complain.
You could tell, man, and it shows. And I am still working on getting that video up there with the photo gallery. By the time you guys hear this, it might actually already be up there. I'm in talks with my web guy. That's an awesome video because it shows everybody right there in the same backyard. That's got to feel really good as grandpa, yeah?
It was. It was nice. I can get emotional sometimes, and I wasn't expecting. My daughter showed up, and I wasn't expecting that, and that was pretty special. And I had tears in my eyes. I just had tears in my eyes because they all made it a point to be off work or whatever. They made that their activity for that day, and that just showed how much love they had for their father. Is what I thought.
That's great.
Yep, that is great, man. Awesome stuff. And like I said, I'll work on making sure that video gets up there. But if for any reason we have any trouble with it, there's a bunch of pictures that Jeff sent in as well. So go up there and make sure you take a look at them. Yeah. Paul, I'm on to you next, man. Do you have a favorite age or age range for the kids and the grandkids?
Well, not really. I like them at every age because you can do something different with, at different ages.
Right.
Like now, my oldest stepson is probably my best friend. We do pretty much everything together: hunt, fish, golf.
That's awesome.
But then, like my middle son, stepson just got out of the Navy. So now we're going fishing every weekend because he's moving to Kentucky probably in the next month or so because he's going to Asbury University, which is an undergrad for the seminary.
Oh, how cool. I bet you that's got you pretty proud, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
because he was in the Navy 11 years, almost 12, and he worked for chaplains. Well, he found his calling while he was in there.
That's so cool. Amen to that for sure. Awesome. And definitely thank him for his service. And any of you guys that are vets, I thank you for yours as well on Father's Day.
You're welcome.
That's not an easy thing. Obviously, it's in those formative years in your early 20s normally that you're enlisted, 18 and on, of course, when you can enlist. And that's when you're trying to start a family, maybe build a family. So the fact that you guys all have these huge families and so many of you have served this great country and now have offspring that are serving this great country, man, I'll tell you, what a cool deal. And I just love to hear the pride that you guys all speak about your families with. And
I just said, I love all my kids, grandkids. It don't matter if they're blood, not blood. I mean, I've got some ex-grandkids I still consider grandkids.
And I'm sure they still consider you grandpa.
They do. I mean, if you put them in there, then I'm up to 10 grandkids if I add them to.
Wow.
I just didn't add them before, but my grandson, he's ex-grandson, but I still call him my grandson. We fish, we hunt, we do all that. So, it's just, it don't matter. I mean, I don't care whose kid it is, whose child. I've got kids that calls me grandpa now, and they're no blood, no related, nothing.
Well, you're only one away from a starting offense on the football field there. So,
well, I still got 3 kids that don't have kids yet.
Well, so you're gonna make more. You're gonna have more than enough grandkids to field one side of the football team and have some subs, is what you're saying.
Yeah, probably.
Now, I got to ask you this because I golf a lot with my dad. I hunt a lot with my dad. And he and I, regardless of how much I work on it and how much he just plays golf casually, he and I always seem to be within a few strokes of one another when neither one of us is really ever pulled away as the better golfer. But I'll tell you, when we go out hunting, that guy has so many more notches on his rifle than I do, and I'll never catch him. How's that working with you, Paul? Is he out fishing you? Is he out golfing you yet?
Well, he used to. He passed away a year ago. So,
Paul, sorry. So I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't.
It's okay. But no, he didn't golf, but he taught me everything about fishing, hunting. Even made us go on little survival things as kids.
Oh, that's cool.
He would take us, even though it was only a mile from the house, but he'd take us down to the creek in the woods and give us a little bit of water and a fishing pole and said, you don't come back till this will be on a Friday night and you don't come back till Monday.
Wow. And that's probably where you developed a lot of your outdoor instincts and skills, isn't it?
It was. And we grew up down there at the creek fishing. That's all we did growing up is fishing, hunting, camping. Yeah, I remember shooting my first deer at 12 years old.
Wow.
But I was hunting at probably 8 because I got 2 brothers, so I'm the middle one, but on our 8th birthday, he bought each one of us a .410 single shot.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool.
And we all still have ours.
Wow.
So, and that's just going to I passed it to my first son, or only son, actually, by blood.
Uh-huh.
So then when he has kids, it goes to his first son. And we're just going to keep that tradition going.
That's so cool.
But, my dad's taught me a lot. He taught me, to be respectful to your elders. Always say yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, thank you. But my dad I'm 5'10". My dad, on his toes, he's probably 5'4".
Okay, so you got a lot taller than him probably at a young age then.
Yes, and my mom's 5 foot. Well, she ain't that now, but her tallest, she might have been 5 foot if she's lucky. So, my parents were tiny, but great people.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man.
They were married. Dad was 19. My mom was 14 when they got married.
Wow, that's amazing. What a cool story.
Back then, that's not a big deal, but
well,
now
of course.
that'll get you in trouble. But,
yeah. Times were different back then. That's a long time ago, and
exactly.
The world changes, and we're not guilty of anything that they did back then now, and it's okay to look back on it and look if that was some sort of terrible thing that happened, they wouldn't have stid together for as long as they did, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And both my parents are hillbillies. They both were born in Kentucky. Dad was Maytown, Kentucky. Mom was Hazard, Kentucky. So
okay, I've heard of Hazard, Kentucky before.
I lived outside of Pikeville, Kentucky for 4 years. So when I'm not able to work, that's where I'm retiring to, hills of Kentucky.
Got it.
Going down there back to the Hatfield and McCoy area.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
I got family down there, and I've already got a plot of land. All I got to do is put a house on it.
Perfect, man. Perfect. Well, before...
Like 2 miles back the holler.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like a heck of a place to retire, Paul. Alex, I want to get to you here and ask you this last question before we get into some other stuff here. Did you have a favorite age range of kids or grandkids? Anything that stood out to you?
The favorite age range would be the ones that still want to stick around.
Yeah. The ones that don't
get
know
about
everything.
13, 14 years old, they kind of start wanting to push away and go with their friends.
have their own life, which is fine. But I guess the goal would be, when everybody is together is, when everybody's most happy.
Sure.
Keep everybody in one spot.
Yep, I hear you. Was it hard when the first one turned that age, that kind of that 13, pushing teenage years where they kind of know everything and you don't know anything? Was that first one that you dealt with getting to that age, was that kind of a big transition for you, or did you have to learn a lot of lessons to kind of cope with it?
Oh, I learned all the lessons. Yeah, they're tough. This is the practice kids. I was a young father. That picture of me holding my son. I was in my desert camp.
Uh-huh.
He was born 2 weeks before I deployed to Iraq.
Oh, wow.
I kind of missed that whole first year of his life. So when I left when he was 2 weeks old and I came back, he was already walking.
Wow. That had to be tough, man, especially being that far away.
Yeah, I was a young father. I was, 19 years old, having him, and being away for a whole year. You miss out on those things.
Yeah, what a cool picture, though, of you and your fatigues holding the newborn baby. I mean, that's such a cool picture. I bet you that one's framed on the wall somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, we got them everywhere. It's hard to choose. It was hard to choose what photos I wanted. Yeah, I had so many.
Yep, you do, man. You got a lot of great pictures, and that's why I said don't apologize for photo bombing me, man. I'll use every single one of them. We'll get them up there. I always wonder about that part of military service. Obviously, leaving the family back home, that's a pretty standard thing. Everybody understands that's what happens, and it's hard. But when you have a child that's born 2 weeks before you deploy to a place in the world like Iraq, I mean, you probably had every single emotion running through your brain. How often did you get back in touch with your wife or your spouse there and talk to her about what was going on? Were you able to keep a lot of contact in that year, or was it kind of intermittent?
So this is 2004, and I mean, maybe a couple letters here and there every month, and maybe a phone call a month or so.
Man. How'd you deal with it?
Getting to watch your son grow up through like pictures being sent in the mail.
Right. Well,
how do you deal with it? You compartmentalize it.
Yeah. Like a lot of things in the military, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, fellas, sitting there listening to Paul talk a little bit about his dad brought me to this next question. And we're going to swing it right back around to the roster. We're going to go right up to Mike here. Mike, what part of your dad became part of you? Do you see anything in that apple doesn't fall far from the tree thing? Because, I look at myself in the mirror and I think I have, as far as my face is concerned, I think I'm kind of a blend of my two parents for sure. But if you want to talk things like sense of humor, the wisecracks, the jokes that I tell on this podcast, those are my dad through and through. Is there any part, Mike, of you, your personality, any of your mannerisms that came from Dad?
I think just the work. A lot of it was the work habit. He always worked hard to support a family, and he had a really dry sense of humor. But when he did do it, it was just little short sentences, segments of it, and the family guy, through and through.
I love that. Now, that work ethic probably pays real dividends now doing the job that you're doing, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yes, sir. Yeah, the family also, like I say, he passed 13 years in January, but yeah, I just we were like best friends. Also, talked every day, 3 or 4 times a day, and stuff like that. So it's did, and he was a mechanic by trade, and sure wish I'd been paying a whole lot more attention back in the day. It had me tear them apart and clean it, and then I'd paint them, and he'd put it all back together. Not a bolt, a nut, or anything would be left in the pan, after we got it. But
wow,
but yeah, that'd been the few things.
Now
I miss him every day.
I'm sure you do, man, and I'm sorry to hear about his passing, but it sounds like you and
Yes,
he
sir.
got to spend a lot of really good quality time together.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
That's great, man. That's great. Now, I have to ask you, because having a mechanic for a dad, a lot of people would look at you and say, oh, well, your dad's a mechanic, so you got to be a good mechanic. Did you ever get to be as good of a mechanic as he was? Because no bolts, no nuts laying in the pan, that's a feat right there.
I can't take a little transistor car or radio or something like that. I'm so lost with it. Over there is a go kart or something like that. It's a challenge. So no, absolutely not. I done some stuff. I can do brakes and stuff on my own, but brakes, oil changes, and tune-ups. But the major tear downs and stuff, absolutely not.
Sure, I get it, man. That's a tough one. It's something that if you don't spend your whole life learning how to do, that you probably won't get very good at. And you mentioned it. You said, I wish I would have paid a little bit more attention. Man, if I could talk to
Yes, sir.
myself at 12 years old and learn some of the things that my dad was trying to teach me and actually maintain them, I think things would be a little bit different. I wouldn't have to call so many handymen to come over to my house and fix the things that I break.
Right. That's my deal. I just when I had a problem beforehand, I'd call him and say, "Get the parts and bring them out. We'll fix them." I had the compressor, the tools, the shop to fix them in. And I cringe every time I go to a auto repair shop nowadays. I know they're ripping me off at some time there. So.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I hear you, man. Every single time I'm in there. That's great stuff there, Mike. Jeff, I'm on to you now. Did anything, any part of your dad's personality, mannerisms, sayings, dads are always full of little dad quotes there. Anything like that rubbed off on you that you see in yourself these days, Jeff?
Nothing. Honestly, I was raised by my step grandfather. I never met my biological father, but the guy that raised me, though, that I called dad, he worked so much. If anything, that's probably where I get my work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
He was constantly working. He was in a union. I think he was a maintenance man at a factory in town, and so being union, they got double time when they worked on the holidays. Time and a half was always constant. So it was like he was constantly working, and when he did take a little time off, we spent a little bit of time at the river or at the lakes. He tried to teach me how to fish, but I was too high strung. I'd drop a line in the water. 5 minutes later, I'm skipping rocks.
and ruining the fishing, right?
Well, I was just too hyper. I think if I had been on a boat and was using fishing lures and things like that, it might have been made me a fisherman in life. But he was the type of person, he would bring lead home from work, and he had sinker mold. He'd melt the lead down, put them into. We were bottom feeding fishing. I don't know how many. I'll tell you one thing. He taught me how to take a catfish off a line.
Which is that's a good skill. You end up with some holes in you if you're not careful, won't you?
Yeah, I did do that. But for the most part, I just learned how to work, and he built that work ethic up. I watched how he worked, and that's what I've always done. I mean, always getting the overtime, trying to do what I can, chasing the dollar, doing that kind of stuff. I probably spent more time with my kids than he spent with any of his kids, but I'd say work ethic.
Work ethic for sure. And again, just like Mike, really pays dividends with the job that you do, Jeff.
All the jobs I've had in my life has been kind of like that. Everywhere, everything I've done, even when I was punching the clock, there was always overtime offered, and I was always jumping on it.
That's great. Well, look, work ethic being instilled in you, especially a good one, is never a bad thing. And I think that, that's going to be something that you'll probably hear even more as we go through. Paul, I'm coming to you. What part of your dad or father figure do you see in yourself these days? Anything that rubbed off?
Yeah, stubbornness, bullheadedness. If you ask my wife, she'd say assholeness. I'm just blunt, and honest, and people don't know how to take me sometimes. They think I'm being, a jerk but I'm not. I just take after my dad that way. It's just like if you ask a question, well, you're expecting an honest answer. Well, I'm going to give it to you whether you like it or not. That's the way my dad was.
Yep. My dad's got a saying. My dad's got a saying, Paul, that he says, "Don't ask the question if you don't want to hear the answer."
Exactly.
Yeah, it sounds like that might be for you. So you said sense of humor as well.
Yeah, and I like me and my wife. People think we're fighting all the time, but we're not. That's just how we are with each other. We pick at each other, and that's how my dad was.
Yeah.
If I don't pick on you, then I don't like you. That's how my dad was.
I hear you.
The more he picked at somebody, the more he liked that person. That's just how he got to know people. And I'm the same way. I pick at people at work all the time. But it's all in fun. I don't mean nothing by it. It's just, I like to have fun every day, all day. Life's too short.
Yes. Yeah, it is 100%. And listen, nobody, with life being too short, nobody makes any hay by beating around the bush. So that bluntness, being straightforward, that's a good quality to have. And I find that to be something that is pretty common among the truck drivers that I talk to. They're not real nonsense guys. They're pretty straightforward guys, You
kind of get that after being on the road, 10, 11 hours a day, every day.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you that way.
Yep, it sure does. Kind of turns the whole body into a nice callus, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like when I first started driving, these guys could probably agree, you would get mad real easy at drivers. I mean, just other people on the road.
Yeah.
Now, nah, I don't yell at nobody anymore. I don't, give them the number one sign or anything. I just drive.
You're no longer a truck driver then.
Well, he's turned in his super trucker title. That's what is.
The nicer guy.
He's just a steering wheel holder now. That's what I tell people. I don't work. Trust me, I don't work hard. I mean, on this load I run, it's easy. 45 minutes to load, 45 minutes to unload. And this is plastic.
That makes you an ideal guest on the podcast because we can get to you whenever we need to, right?
Yeah. You call me at 2:00, I'm driving. No matter what, I'm driving.
Perfect.
Pretty much.
Well, that's great, Paul. Sounds like you got some great traits from your dad as well. Alex, I'm coming to you next. Anything that your dad or your father figure in your life rubbed off on you? Do you see it in yourself, whether it's when you're looking in the mirror or just the way that you act? Anything like that you notice?
Well, I think I was raised by I didn't know my biological father.
Mm-hmm.
He was in prison pretty much my whole life. My mom remarried pretty young, and they were trying to build their careers, and so we spent a lot of time with my mom's older sister and her husband. So in turn, I got kind of like two dads. My mom ended up remarrying, and he was an architectural sheet metal worker, and my mom's sister's husband was a truck driver.
Oh, okay.
So as I got older and I did my time in service, I got out, I went and joined the union, sheet metal working. And then, he was killed in a motorcycle accident in 2010. I switched my career path to be a truck driver. I was a heavy tow truck driver, and my uncle taught me how to got my license, taught me how to drive a truck. And, it's just their work ethic, their rain, shine, whatever it is, they show up.
Yep.
No matter what it is.
Yeah. How cool that you got the two father figures in your life and you ended up sort of following in both of their footsteps at one time or another. That really goes to show how big of an influence they had on you, Alex.
Oh, yeah. they had a huge impact on my life. You know, I don't know where I would be without either one of them.
Do you like the driving career more than the sheet metal career?
Well, the sheet metal career was fun for me because I got to travel with my dad and my brother.
Okay, gotcha.
And they were both killed. You know.
Sorry.
And after that, I couldn't do it anymore, and I decided to change career paths. I wanted to be a heavy tow truck driver for a while.
Well,
and that got kind of tiring, and I switched over and got hired in with bulk transit.
And are you happy here?
Been here 8.5 years. I mean, it is. I like the part where nobody really bothers.
Yeah.
Yep. They give you your job to do. You show up, you do it. Nobody's calling you nonstop. What are you doing? Trying to keep track of you. This place is, they hire some good drivers. They got some good people here.
Yeah.
They show up and do their work, and I guess that's what is expected of us.
Yeah, for sure. You seem like a pretty laid back guy, Alex. You don't seem like anything really gets under your skin.
No, you really gotta try. Yeah.
Well, I promise you we won't try today here on the podcast, but that does sound like a fun challenge. Maybe sometime I'll get in touch with you and just see if I can rile you up. But
I could give you some names of drivers to call. It wouldn't take much to get them riled up.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they're out there, man. And it's funny how the road can do that to you because I'm a pretty laid-back, fun-loving guy, too. I like to smile. I like my conversations, obviously. But, man, when I get behind the wheel, do I get angry sometimes. So you guys have the patience of saints. I will say that because I see it all the time, man. Nobody's got any respect for you out there on the road. Us four-wheelers could really learn a thing or two from you guys, and it doesn't seem like any of us are listening, I'll be honest with you. So we appreciate that patience.
I mean, if you think about it a little bit, Marcus, back when we weren't truck drivers, we're doing all the things to trucks that are being done to us now. Every one of us has done it.
Yeah. Big dummies.
Hey, that's interesting you say that. I remember I was I think 18 years old, and I was dating my first wife, and her mother and I and another couple went to Myrtle Beach for vacation, and I was the one that was doing the driving, and I thought it was cool to go ahead and try to save fuel by drafting off of the semis. Not 18 and ignorant, right?
Yeah.
So I was.
Well, no.
I thought that was cool. I mean, I had a little bit of a NASCAR fever in me back then, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I do.
We can be friends.
So, one little quick story about that. When I did get married, we went down to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area for a honeymoon, and I don't know if you remember the Geostorms or the Geos or anything like that. My ex-mother-in-law had a Geostorm, and that's what we used to drive down there. Well, on our way back, she tells her mom, hey, we're getting ready to leave. We're on our way back. I'm coming through the mountains 115, 120 mile an hour. She's asleep, and I'm doing the NASCAR. Once again, I'm drafting all of the semi. And I get to Ashland, Kentucky, which is only like 35 minutes away from my home back then. But I got there, and I think a total trip would have been like 5.5 hours. I got to Ashland, Kentucky in like 2 hours. We went to the mall for a while to waste time.
Yeah, you got to keep up the illusion, right? It's so funny that you mentioned Geostorm. My dad bought 2 of them when I was a kid, and they were kind of.
Were they 4-speed or 5-speed? I can't remember. I know they were. I know there was 4 on the 4. I think.
I think the ones that we had were 5 speeds, but he would know that better than I would. And these ones would be a little bit maybe just a few years newer than the ones that you had, but and nothing nice about them. I mean, they were just a can of beans on wheels. In fact, I remember my dad sold one of the Geostorms to a guy that I went to high school with, and I went to a small high school, so he never locked his doors. And one time I got with the guys in the shop and we went down and they pulled all the tires off that Geostorm and put them all in the car and then locked them in there and put it up on blocks in the high school parking lot. And I'm not kidding you. There was a gravel parking lot. And for those of you that don't know what a Geostorm is, and we're just kind of talking about some weird, no longer in production vehicle, I say a can of bean on wheels very seriously because we didn't have a jack to put under that car, and so they got like 4 linemen from the football team and just picked the back bumper up so that he could put the tires back on it. I mean, the things were so tiny, and it maybe even would have saved a little bit of gas mileage drafting in behind a rig. I can imagine that truck never had any idea you were back there.
Right. The funny part about that, I ended up getting me a Metro, which was even smaller, just a little 3-cylinder.
Yeah.
They got 50 miles to the gallon, and I was driving back and forth to Columbus. That's what it was. It was a 3-cylinder. I was in southern Ohio, and I was working in Columbus, Ohio, and that was the whole purpose of it because it had a 10-gallon tank. And fill it up, and I got 50 miles to the gallon, man. That's what I drove back and forth to work.
Yeah.
It didn't have no AC or nothing. It was, and obviously you couldn't do 100 in that thing, but you know, my AC was 260. You understand what?
But that's just, you talking about old cars that don't make. I used to have a Yugo.
Well, and you know,
I won it in a card game.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. I will say about the Geo Metro, you could do 100 miles an hour in it if you were in neutral and someone was pushing you down a real steep hill. I think you could get there, but and I don't know about that Yugo. What's that, Mike?
Have AC in on too. They had AC on until you started. If you started instead of the red light, it'd die.
Oh yeah.
The one that had AC on it run so much. When the motor stood down, that it would actually AC would almost kick off on it. So instead of the red light, and the heater would bake you, and you'd have it on wide open to defrost it. So
yeah, not the most well-made vehicles. And now that we're kind of picking them apart a little bit, you kind of know why they're not making them anymore, huh, fellas?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, this has been
side-by-sides better.
Yeah, they really do, and faster, more affordable. Well, probably not more affordable. You could get a Geo Storm or a Geo Metro for $1,309 these days, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I might take the cans back in the garage and get the deposit money back and go buy myself one. You know.
Exactly.
Well, fellas, listen, I've had you here going on almost an hour now, and I really want to get to this segment where you guys, as dads, as grandpas, as sons yourselves, get a little bit of time to just talk freely. And you know, what I hope is that maybe you'll share this episode with your families and they can hear a message from you guys before we let you go here. So this is kind of replacing our final thoughts segment. We just had fun, you know, telling stories and talking about kids today. And so the final thoughts part of the show gets to be you guys sending a message, whether you want to tell somebody else Happy Father's Day or whether you just want to brag about your kids some more, does not matter to me. This is your part of the show. Go ahead and make it yours. Happy Father's Day, Mike Upchurch. Thank you so much for joining us again. This has been a lot of fun today. What do you have to say to anybody that might be listening out there on this Father's Day special, Mike?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I miss my dad. He's not with us anymore, but my 2 sons are both worship pastors now. And man, if I talk about the proud moment over there, they're both. My youngest one's in New Mexico, so we get their grands about once a month with a travel. Luckily, it's only 7 hours, so it's a blessing. But the other one lives in town, and he has 2 also. But both of us, I'm so proud of them. They went different directions to where they come to be worship pastors, and my youngest lady's a preacher also. So it's a real so proud of them. And my grands are getting to where now they're at the age where they're a little more adventurous and stuff like that. And with my both sons and their wives, they're traveling out at different places and stuff like that. So it's really, really proud of all of them.
Great stuff there, Mike. Happy Father's Day, and thanks again for being here today, my friend.
Yes, sir. I thank you very much, too. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Jeff Linne, happy Father's Day to you, and thank you for being here. What's your message you'd like to send out to whoever might be listening before we let you go?
I want to say happy Father's Day to all the bulk transit family. That's the top to the bottom. All those fathers out there. Hope you have a blessed day. I want to say happy Father's Day to all three of my sons now. Like it was my just two. Now my middle son had his baby, so I want to say happy Father's Day to all three. I always send a text on birthdays and on those kind of holidays, and it's kind of I didn't know if he was ever he was a little bit wild. He was sowing his oats, and I didn't know if he was going to settle down and have any children. But he's an awesome uncle to all of uh, all the children from the other my other kids, and I knew he would be a great dad. He's proven to be that. All of my kids are great fathers. They impact their children. They are involved with everything that they do. My son-in-law, he's over in Jordan. If hopefully he can hear the message. I wish him a happy Father's Day. I know it's rough on him right now. He got deployed like the day of his son's birthday back in February.
Gosh,
And,
that's got to be so tough.
He's been in Jordan, and he's been on my heart. Been praying for him a lot, and we just wish him to get back as fast as we can. I love them all.
Yes, sir. Great
Amen.
stuff there, Jeff. Amen. Amen 100% to that. And we hope that here on Always Pneumatic, Never Static, we hope your son makes a safe and speedy return as well, because got to get back there to be in those kids' lives. That's got to be so tough to get deployed on your son's birthday.
Yeah, for sure. That was he knew he was being deployed, I think a few days ahead, but I don't think he was planning on leaving that exact day. And I'm pretty sure it's either the day before or the day of he was deployed.
Well, can't wait for him to get back.
Praying to get him back. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Paul, on to you, my friend. Anything that you want to say to anybody that might be listening, a Father's Day message out to you or out from you to them. And of course, happy Father's Day to you, and thanks for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I just want to say, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. It's a lot of responsibility, to be a father and to be a good father. I mean, you got to put time, effort in it. So I just recommend each father out there, spend as much time as you can with your kids, your grandkids. Enjoy every minute you can with them, because you can't get the time back. So just enjoy it, no matter if it's, an hour a week, a day, whatever. Just take the time. Your kids will thank you. Your grandkids will thank you. Just do your best. That's all you can do.
Sage advice there, Paul. Sage advice from you, and you've had the experience to really back that up. More time with the kids is a rising tide that lifts all ships, isn't it?
It does. I mean, it does. It's wonderful. I mean, I don't get to spend as much time as I would like, with my grandkids. But when I do, we go do something fun. I try to take each set of grandkids somewhere 2 or 3 times a year, just no matter where it's at. If it's a little festival, a fair, or the zoo, or the drive-through safari up at Sandusky, anything.
Anything.
We took 2 of them to the Ark.
Oh, how
there
cool.
in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've been there, and we loved it. And then one of my granddaughters wandered off.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. You talking about a grandpa and uncles that was freaking out. A little kid was bullying her, and she just took off the wrong direction.
Did you find her at the snow cone stand, or where'd you find her?
No, she found an old lady.
Oh, well, hey, that's good instincts, right?
She went to an old lady and said, "I'm looking for my grandma. She's got orange hair and a blue shirt on."
Perfect. What good instincts that little girl has already, man. That's great.
So she was only gone 2 or 3 minutes, but it's still enough to make you age.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. 2 or 3 minutes. It took 2 or 3 years off the end of your life, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. But I still wouldn't change none of it. You know, life experiences.
For sure, Paul. Well, thank you so much for being here, man. Happy Father's Day to you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Alex Smith, happy Father's Day to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us, making your first appearance here on the Always Pneumatic, Never Static podcast. Your message to anybody that might be listening on this Father's Day special before we let you go.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to my oldest son. And it's been, an honor, a privilege to watch all my boys grow up and become young men. And, even my stepsons, they're all so smart. And it's been fun watching them pursue their passions and, watching them grow over the years. And I couldn't be happier with all of them. They're great boys. I have no complaints. Well, other than my bank account's getting a little smaller, but other than that,
always.
Other than that, it's been a ride. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
That's awesome, man. Well said. Well said. Guys, thank you all so much. Happy Father's Day to you all. Be safe out there. Get back to those families safe and sound so you can celebrate a little bit over the Father's Day weekend. And I hope that you'll wish all of the fathers in your lives, be it your kids or your own dads or father figures in your lives, if they're still around, make sure that they get told Happy Father's Day from Always Pneumatic, Never Static, and your boy Marcus. Okay, fellas? Can't thank you enough for being here today.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, Marcus. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Everybody have safe. Have Father's Day.
Yep. Happy Father's Day, guys, and be safe. Happy Father's Day. Safe travels.
Great stuff there from our drivers. Want to thank Jeff Linne, Mike Upchurch, Alex Smith, and Paul Francis kindly for their time. What a great conversation, an insightful conversation, and really an honest conversation. A lot of times on this podcast, we're talking about trucking. We're talking about the finer points of safety. We're talking about the job itself. And there's so much that goes into it, and there's so much content to cover. But a lot of times it doesn't make you take a step back and need to take a moment. And I did need to take a step back and take a moment after that interview because I'm hearing guys talk about how their dads aren't around anymore. And I'm fortunate enough to still have my dad in my life. And I can't imagine being in a situation where my dad is no longer there or my father figure is no longer there. So as I said in the intro, I think this is one of those episodes that you're probably going to sit back, take a deep breath, and realize that you got to call somebody. You need to call dad. You need to call the father figure in your life. Maybe you call the kids or the grandkids. It's just one of those things that really reminds you and almost kind of shakes you to your core, but not in a bad way, but it reminds you of all of the love and the dedication that goes into building a family. And, when you talk to fathers that are truck drivers, it really puts things into perspective for you. My dad was home all the time. He worked his ass off during his working years before he retired, 60, 80-hour weeks all the time across multiple different careers. And I still got to see him, okay? He was home every night. He was at my baseball games. Hell, he was coaching me for a lot of them. And if he wasn't coaching, he was there with a video camera, and I've got all that stuff on tape if I want it. The value that brought to my life is indescribable. I can't put words to it. So I just want to say thank you to the drivers that came on to share a little bit of their lives today, the good and the bad. And that's why I say such an honest conversation there. Jeff, Linne, Mike Upchurch, Paul Francis, Alex Smith, you guys are awesome. You were awesome today, and I really do appreciate that. And we'll add Mark Burleson to that and say we greatly appreciate all the pictures that are up there. And if you are having that moment right now, that step back and think about it moment, and who do I need to call? Who do I want to call right now? Take some time and go check out the pictures at the website, podcast.bulktransit.com. And you're going to feel that get even more powerful. Because as you scroll through these pictures and you see the happiness and the love and the dedication, and then you realize that these guys are truck drivers. They're doing one of the hardest jobs there is to do, and they're doing it isolated from their families for large portions of their days or their weeks or their months. You just heard a story. You talked about a kid that had to be deployed 2 weeks after his son was born, and that's Alex. And the reason I say a kid, he might have been an adult. At 19, I was still a kid, and I think Alex probably was too. And thinking about the emotions and the just feeling all of the feelings that probably went through his body when he realized he was going to have to deploy to Iraq 2 weeks after his child was born. It makes my voice shake just talking about it. And the fact that he was willing to share that with us is amazing. And you got to see the picture, man. The picture of him in his fatigues holding the newborn baby. That's some real tear-jerking stuff right there. And, while I'm thinking about that, I do want to say just a huge thank you to all those dads out there that also served in the military. Thank you so much for your service. Happy Father's Day, and thank you for your service. Without you, we wouldn't be able to even have these types of conversations about our dads, without the people that protect the freedoms that this great country offers. And you really get the feeling that those guys that served in the military while they were becoming dads, or while they were already dads, or they have children that are serving in the military, or both, they're kind of the dads of the country that we get to live in. They might not be the ones that signed the Declaration of Independence and can call themselves our quote-unquote forefathers, but the fathers that are out there every day running miles on the road and are overseas protecting our freedoms, they get a special place in all of our hearts, especially on our Father's Day episode. So thank you for that. We talked a lot about time today on the show, and I think it's important to reflect about that. The time we get with our parents, the time we get with our children, the time we get with our grandchildren. And if there was one lesson that I thought kept showing up over and over again today, it was that nobody ever wishes that they'd spent less time with the family. I said that in the intro. The pictures the drivers shared are incredible, right? But what stuck with me wasn't the pictures themselves. It was how every single story attached to them sounded a little different, yet somehow ended in the same place. And that place was pride. Pride in the people their kids have become, pride in the families they've built, pride in the memories that they've made along the way. So wherever you're listening from today, whether you're headed to a customer, headed home, parked for the night, take a minute and reach out to somebody who helped shape your life. Whether it be your dad, your grandpa, father figure, or maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your kids. It doesn't matter. If you're lucky enough to still have your dad around, give him a call for sure. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers in bulk transit and beyond. From all of us right here at Always Pneumatic, Never Static. I tell you, this is a powerful episode, and I think that's enough said. Let it sit with you for a minute, pick up the phone, and make a call. Be safe out there, Bulk and Spur. We'll see you next week for another hour of content, Wednesday, 5 a.m. local time.
And that's all she blows for today's episode of Always Pneumatic, Never Static, your number one and probably only pneumatic trucking podcast, brought to you by Bulk Transit. Thanks for rolling with us today. Till next time, stay safe, keep those lines clear, and keep it pumping.